Hey everyone and welcome to the Flips and Kicks podcast. But before we get into today's action, I just want to tell you guys about this video's sponsor, Swagbook. Swagbook is a really easy way to earn money online by getting money back on your shopping, watching videos, and doing surveys online, and just surfing the internet. And it simply just gets you points, and then you can transfer them for different types of gift cards for Walmart, eBay, or even PayPal. So join using the link in the description down below. And without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Welcome everyone to the first ever edition of the Flips and Kicks podcast. I'm your host, CroftyX23, and today my first guest is going to be the man, the myth, the legend, and the self-proclaimed future UFC champ himself, Brandon Wynott. How you doing, my man? How you doing?
I'm fantastic, man. How are you?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling good. So, we are here to talk about UFC 226. On International Fight Week, man. This card looks pretty sweet, man.
I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I mean, I'm a little less pumped now. Max Holloway and Brian Ortega isn't on the card.
Yeah, I'm so upset about that.
Yeah,
I
man.
had Ortega winning as well.
See, I knew you'd take Ortega in that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. I knew you'd take him with that.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
man.
had to.
Go on. What would you say? What are your thoughts on that fight then? And now that it's been called off.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Max, he wanted to fight still, but like I said, he has concussion-like symptoms, so I think it's best that he doesn't fight. But I didn't see him. Like, apparently he was stumbling around. I didn't see that, but I guess it's better they don't fight.
Yeah. Have you seen the interview with Michael Bisping where Bisping was interviewing Holloway?
No, I did not.
Oh man, Holloway, to put it in a certain way, he looked high in this video because he looked so faded, he looked so fatigued in the interview, and he was just coasting through the interview. He wasn't giving very engaging answers. He was just like, yeah, it is what it is, man. You know, I'm gonna win, and yeah, man, yeah. He just nodding along, and his eyes looked a bit glazed over. He looked like he wasn't there. Like he looked like he was. To put it in a way, he looked like he was already midway through the weight cut, and it's only what, Thursday, and I think this was yesterday. So he's not even. He looked like at a point where he'd be standing on the scales at 145. He probably is about 155, maybe even 160 right now, and he's at that like jaded point. So there's no way that guy would have made 145 healthy.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it sucks for Brian Ortega too, because he had that amazing outing last time against Frankie Edgar.
And he had that whole training camp and everything for like nothing at this point. He's at weight and everything, and then they don't fight.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
A guy who's, I mean, I love the story of Brian Ortega. You know how he essentially came from nothing, and now he's going to fight for the belt. And then the week of the fight, Max has to pull out, which absolutely sucks, man. And then the big question that comes out of the whole Max pulling out the fight is, there was an article by MMAfighting.com that went up earlier today, and it detailed all the fights that Max has pulled out of, because this isn't the first fight he's pulled out of either. He's pulled out of a number of fights. If you recall, he pulled out of the
Khabib fight.
He pulled out of the Khabib fight. Yeah, because of the weight cut, and then he pulled out of another fight. I'm trying to remember what it is. I think it was did he pull out of a Frankie Edgar fight?
No, I think Frankie pulled out. I think it was Frankie that time.
Hold on, I got
Because
the
I think he broke his orbital bone.
I got the article here. Yeah, Holloway withdrew from a UFC 222 fight against Frankie due to a leg. Yeah, do you remember? Because he had that dirty leg injury. He had a messed up leg and he had to pull out of the fight. And I think it was a
Oh,
couple of weeks out and he had to pull
that was
out.
so long ago. That was
Yeah,
so long ago.
yeah, man. So the last two fights Max has been in, well, has been scheduled in. He's had to pull out, and now this fight going down now. Is it just him with his? Is it just bad luck for Max Holloway? Is it something that he's doing in his training camp, or is it trying to make that 145? You know, would he benefit from going up to 155? Because a lot of times in the press conferences, people were asking him about, would you want to go up to 155? And he was saying, you know, probably my next fight or the one after that, I'll probably go up to 155.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do what Connor did with the whole like, I'm done at 145. Now I'm gonna go up to 55, and then Connor wanted to go up to welterweight at one point. I can see him going up.
Yeah, he has to go up at this point. He can't.
Even Ortega wanted to go up.
I think Ortega would do amazing at 155. Imagine a Khabib versus Ortega fight.
I still have Ortega beating him.
Ooh,
I have Ortega destroying Khabib.
controversial. I mean, I'd love to see that fight, man. It's the Tony Khabib dynamic. It's the wrestling versus jiu-jitsu. But you know,
Yep.
do you what from you're a jiu-jitsu guy, so um you'll probably have a better insight on this. You know, what's Tony's jiu-jitsu compared to Ortega's jiu-jitsu?
Well, you get Ortega. I feel like Ortega has a better like MMA jiu-jitsu, I guess you could call it.
Mm.
Because he's better at transitioning into like you've seen what he did to Cub Swanson, that flying guillotine choke. Like no one saw that coming.
Yeah, that
And
was
he
a
adjusted it.
dirty.
He's so good at that. Tony's better like on the ground.
Yeah, like actual jiu-jitsu on the ground, trying to get into
Yeah, straight
guard and
jiu-jitsu.
yeah. So you're saying that Ortega's got a more adapted jiu-jitsu where he can do it. He can clinch up a guillotine in the clinch or a rear naked choke or something like that, or like a flying kimura.
Definitely, yeah. He actually talks about that in one of his interviews. How he like there's like a switch in his head that he turns on or whatever. And you gotta know the difference between jiu-jitsu, like sport jiu-jitsu, and then like MMA jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, man, because MMA is coming a long way now. It's
Oh yeah.
developing, man. Um, and that's well, DC in the press conference was talking about it, and so was Stipe about how Stipe is such a good guy and such a good heavyweight because he's adapted. He's not just one style. He can
Mm-hmm.
box, he can kickbox, he can also take you down to the ground and wrestle. And that's the thing that was the changing point in the Ngannou fight, is that Ngannou has only got boxing and can throw a leg kick. You know, taking down to the ground, he doesn't even know wrestling 101. Which if you're mixed
Mm-hmm.
martial arts, it's mixed martial arts. It's not boxing. It's not just martial. It's
Yep.
mixed martial arts. So you know, that's why Stipe is the champ, and that's why you know Cain Velasquez before him was the champ because they were able to adapt the styles, and then probably better than them two was John Jones, who could adapt the styles even further.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Stipe though is like obviously his submission game isn't top notch, I guess. I feel like DC's proven that he can like choke people out and stuff, and I feel like he can choke out Stipe easily.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get well. You know, that's a nice little segue into the predictions. Um, we'll start at the top of the card. We'll start with the headliner, the Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier fight. Um, I'll let you go first, seeing as you're the guest. Break down this fight for me, and then give me your prediction, man.
So I have it. My all right. So I think DC and Stipe they're gonna go at it for. It's not gonna be a quick fight. It's gonna go a while. They're both gonna be trying to knock each other out, and then I feel like DC is gonna get him to the ground and he's gonna choke him out or ground and pound him. I don't see Stipe winning this.
Ooh, see, I was in my notes. I was toying with my. I was like, oh well, not toying with myself. I was debating myself because I was writing down. You know, I've always doubted Stipe. I was looking back through some of my posts on my Insta, and I was looking back at all my predictions for all the different Stipe fights. And in every fight, I have gone against Stipe. The Weidman fight, he knocked out Weidman in round 1. The Overeem fight, I took Overeem. He knocked him out in round 1. I took Ngannou over Stipe, and
I did as well.
he absolutely decimated the kid. And then the same in the Junior Dos Santos fight. I thought, oh, Junior Dos Santos is going to absolutely destroy Stipe. Knocks him out in round 1. And the issue is as well, I'm still taking DC in this fight. I'm not going for Stipe again. Because I think that the only person that can beat DC is John Jones. But John Jones can't even beat himself. So, in my mind, DC is undefeated. So, I think DC is going to take Stipe down. Because he's just going to do what he did against Anthony Johnson and against Volkan Ozdemir. He's going to just keep coming at him, take him down, smother him, and then I think he's going to submit him as well. But I like you said, I don't think it's going to be a quick fight. So I've got DC to win by submission in the 3rd round.
I agree with that, actually. That's a good prediction right there. I agree with that.
Yeah, but see, you know what? Even I think I need to give Stipe some props. So I'm gonna say that DC is gonna win the 2nd round, but Stipe is gonna win in the 1st round. I could see Stipe potentially cracking DC and maybe even knocking him down in the 1st. Cracks him.
Well, DC's also undefeated at heavyweight.
Yeah, that's the issue as well. But he hasn't fought a heavyweight in a while.
Well, I guess he had to focus on like the light heavyweight. The weight cut for that was brutal for him, and now he doesn't have to focus on that. So I feel like he's like gonna be stronger than before.
Yeah, that's true. I can just see. I mean, to be fair, how big do you think DC is going to go in there? Do you think he's going to go in there at like 260, 265?
I don't know. I mean, Stipe. What does Stipe usually weigh? 240, right?
Around 240, 250. Yeah, I think he went in the Ngannou fight about 250. I think something like that.
Man, I could see DC coming in at like 250.
Yeah, man, that'll be a brutal weight cut. I mean, well, no, not a brutal weight. That's just gonna be a coast for him because you ever seen him at the weight cut at the weigh-ins? Whenever he goes to weigh in at the fights, he always he needs the towel. He's always looks depleted, man. Oh man, the last weight cut as well was brutal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, fuck that, man. Nah. So I'm glad he's gone back up to heavyweight, just out of pure just hope for his career and his health as a fighter, that you don't want to keep depleting yourself down to just stupid weight, because then after that 205, after he meets that 205 weight limit, he probably goes back up to about 220, 230 in those 24 hours. So he's already a heavyweight. Yeah. So it's not like he's a natural light heavyweight. He is a heavyweight. So yeah, so we've both taken DC on that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see if it gets interesting with the Derrick Lewis and Ngannou fight. Who are you taking on that one?
That was a tough one because I look at Ngannou, like we said before, he has no grappling whatsoever. He has submission wins, however, but like he can't like grapple with you. You know, he might lock your arm up or something, but he's not going to get a takedown. He's not going to play ground with you.
Yeah.
And he gasses out way too fast, like way too fast.
Yeah.
All he has is knockout power. And Lewis, I feel like Lewis, if he decides, he did say before he wasn't going to wrestle him and he could outbox him. I think that's a stupid idea, but if he decides to use his wrestling, I feel like it's Lewis all the way. If he can get him to the ground and then beat him.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. For me, if he's saying, I can outbox him, I'm not going to wrestle him. And like you said, he's an absolute idiot because Stipe wrote the book on how to beat Ngannou. Ngannou was this, he's known as the Predator. He's this undefeatable giant from Cameroon who used to shovel sand for hours and hours, and then sent fucking Overeem's head into orbit. You know what I mean? He could that absolutely made him as a fighter. I mean, but then everyone got on the hype train, and then when he got taken down, he didn't even know what to do. So Stipe wrote the book on how to beat Ngannou, and if Lewis is a smart fighter and wants to be a champion, he should have read that book back to front. He should have watched that Stipe fight over and over again and saw how, okay, Ngannou doesn't know how to defend, me move passing the guard, or how to defend a Kimura attempt or something like that, and should just
Mm-hmm.
go for that and just take him out in the round one and just prove like mate, Ngannou, you're a badass motherfucker with your hands. Then go to fucking boxing. Go fight in boxing, mate. Go be a heavyweight champ over there. Don't come into a real fight and try and pretend that you're gonna win. So if Lewis doesn't get over cocky, I'm gonna take Lewis. But I think there is a real possibility that Ngannou's still Ngannou and that power's still there, and that if Lewis drops his hands in the first couple of minutes, boom, uppercut.
But if you look at
All the
Ngannou,
night.
he drops his hands a lot too. Stipe, tagged him up a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I could. I don't know, man. I could still see Lewis winning. So the next fight on the card is Paul Felder and Mike Perry. Who have you got and why?
I mean, all right, so both of them are like nasty. They both have nasty stand up. Like they're both really good at what they do. And I'm having a tough one. I'm going to say Felder by TKO.
Ooh, you know what's funny? I have the exact same.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
we agree there. That's
yeah,
awesome.
man. I took Felder because I think Perry's too cocky. I think he's better. I don't think he's as good as he thinks he is, because
Mm-hmm.
he's lost a lot of fights. And he keeps losing, but he keeps talking a big game, like he knows what he's on about. Um, and Felder's coming off a 3-fight win streak as well, man. So
Yeah, I definitely have Felder winning by TKO.
I've got him round 1 by KO.
Ooh, I don't know about round 1. I'll say round 2 or 3.
I mean, I don't know, man, because I haven't seen a lot of Felder. Just watching him. To be honest with you, I think the next fight on the card, which is Chiesa and Pettis, should have been ahead of this fight. I don't know why this is after that fight, because Pettis is a former world champ. Chiesa is another world class fighter, and Mike Perry isn't even a ranked fighter, man. He's unranked in the UFC. So
Yeah.
and Felder's like 14th. So I don't know how the UFC have put that fight after Chiesa and Pettis. I don't know. Maybe it's in the death spot. To the cool down after the big fight of Chiesa and Pettis. I don't know. I'm not a promoter.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, man.
Dude, Perry's never been knocked out.
He's never been knocked out.
No, he's only lost by decision.
Ooh, shit! I never knew that.
Yeah, I just found that out the other day. I was looking at the record. It's like, wow, it's gonna be a tough one. He's never been knocked out, so I either have Felder by late TKO or decision win.
Oh shit! Yeah, I've just gone on the UFC website and I looked that up. Yeah, man. Fuck. Unanimous decision. Jesus, man.
Yeah, because he goes in there and tries to take your head off. He doesn't try. He's not going for the decision win.
See, the thing is though, that's dangerous. I mean, look at Justin Gaethje. That guy is a monster, but he got cracked against Eddie Alvarez and Dustin Poirier because he does the exact same thing.
Yep.
And it's a ticking time bomb. Out of nowhere, he's going to get cracked. But I'm still going to take Felder, and I'm still going to stick with my round 1 decision. I mean, round 1 KO, because I think he's going to go in there. He's going to put it all on the line, and he's going to get cracked. He's going to get wobbled, and then he's just going to get absolutely finished.
We'll see.
Yeah, man, we'll see. See Saturday night. So the next fight on the card is the former lightweight champion of Anthony Pettis going up against Michael Chiesa. Who have you got and why?
So, this is another tough one because Chiesa, he has again, I guess I'm sticking with the jiu-jitsu. Like, he is awesome. He's good submission wins. But also, he's gotten knocked out before by Joe Lozon, and Joe Lozon doesn't necessarily have the best stand-up. And Pettis knocked out Joe Lozon, so it's like kind of funny there.
For everyone watching, by the way,
with the grappler versus striker.
For everyone watching, Brandon's trained with Joe Lozon, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
And it's surprising that you'd come out and admit that he doesn't have that good of a stand up, man.
He's amazing boxing, but like he's he's a grappler. Like he's not going out there to knock you out. He's going out there to choke you out. And he hasn't got caught by Lozon and got knocked out.
Yeah, that's a fair. Yeah, fair enough, man. Yeah, fair. Isn't Michael Chiesa a former champ as well?
Not that I know of.
Did he win the Ultimate Fighter?
I don't know now.
I think he was an. I think he won the Ultimate Fighter. I think that's where he came from. I don't know. Um,
No, I think you are
hold
right.
on,
You
hold
are
on.
right.
Let me have a look.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He beat Ally Quinta. Shit, I didn't know he came from the Ultimate Fighter as well. So it was Iaquinta versus Chiesa in the Ultimate Fighter, and he submitted in round 1 as well. Fuck. See, the thing is as well, Chiesa's coming off a loss to Kevin Lee, which is
By choke.
which is a big shout. And what's Anthony Pettis' ground game like?
He is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, but like he doesn't show it. And I'm pretty sure I think it was Dustin Poirier beat him with a body triangle, and that wasn't even a submission. That was a guard.
Shit, man.
Yeah. So I don't know.
In jiu-jitsu, it is brown, one off a black, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm just making sure because I'm like, for anyone watching, I'm from a kickboxing background. Brandon's from a jiu-jitsu background, so I'm just wondering upon the crossovers in gradings and whatever else, which is why I like to have this guy on because he's got a good dynamic and understanding of the ground game, whilst I'm more on the stand-up. So it's a nice, well-rounded analysis.
Yes, sir.
With this fight though, um, I'm going for Anthony Pettis
I can
because
see that.
Anthony's got his shit together recently, man. He went on this whole kind of journey where he was getting knocked out. You know, he wasn't doing his best in fights, and he wasn't showing it. Like the Max Holloway fight where Holloway won the title, I don't think that was the best Pettis we've ever seen. Um,
Mm,
Apart from everyone's always seen Pettis as the champ. He's always famous for that Showtime kick.
yep.
Um, which a controversial statement over here, I think is fake. Um, but that's a story for another day. Um, and then he lost to Dustin Poirier as well, but that's nothing to be ashamed of. Dustin Poirier is an absolute monster.
Yep.
Um, but I don't know. I just think Pettis has got his shit together. He's training harder. He seems to be putting in more work. He looks a lot leaner, and yeah, man. I think he takes Chiesa to a decision win.
I can see that.
Yeah, man. I think like you said, he's got that brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I think
Hmm.
that he might try and utilize some kind of takedown defense. Um,
Hopefully.
and then if he gets to the ground, utilize that brown belt in jiu-jitsu, and then on the feet, just use those kicks, use those legs kicks, wear him down. Don't let Chiesa shoot for a takedown, and then just take him out and piece by piece. So I can really see Pace winning that fight by decision. What did you go for? Did you go for Chiesa?
I'm gonna say Pettis because I can see it going both ways, but I can also see Pettis knocking him out as well. He's probably the best Taekwondo like ever.
Pace
Yes, his
in
Taekwondo is nasty.
in the featherweight division or the UFC?
That.
Because are you forgetting Edson Barbosa?
Uh,
Ah, and wasn't BJ Penna? Wasn't he a mad Taekwondo guy?
no, he was mainly jiu-jitsu.
But didn't I know he fought in K1, so I don't know how did he? He fought in kickboxing, yeah.
I mean, Barboza definitely has better striking than Pettis, but that's for a different day.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. We'll leave that one. So the next fight on the card is Gohan Saki versus Roundtree Jr. Who have you got and why?
I'm gonna say Saki because he's won multiple championships, I believe, in Muay Thai and kickboxing, and he's huge already.
Yeah, he's. I was worried, man. I thought you were gonna go with Roundtree.
Definitely not.
Yeah, see, I can see this being a surprise. Like if Roundtree can beat Saki, um, that'll make him a name. Because right now I don't know Roundtree. I don't think I've ever seen him fight before. And if I have, he hasn't done anything of note to make me remember him. Like when you watch fighters that you don't know, they should do something if they knock out a known guy to make you remember them. Like that's how Darren Tills made his name. He knocked out Donald Cerrone, and he got the Liverpool fight. You know, he got to fight in UFC. He got to fight UFC Liverpool. And this could be Roundtree's opportunity to make a name for himself. I don't think he's a young guy. I think he's quite old. What is he? He's 28, so he looks like he's been around for a while. But yeah, I can see Saki winning this. He's Muay Thai, he's kickboxing, it's just brutal. He's a former Glory light heavyweight champ. So, man, and I gotta say, the fight that I want to see is Saki versus Ozdemir. That's a fight I really, really want to see. Because Saki versus...
I can't even pick between those two.
Honestly, I'd pick Saki all day. I don't know why. I just like Saki. Because funny enough, when Saki first came to the UFC, I used to get him confused with Vulcan. I used to get them two confused. But yeah, man, Saki wins this fight. He's not ranked at the moment. No, he's not ranked.
No, definitely not.
I hope he gets ranked after this. Maybe I don't know what the light heavyweight rankings are like at the moment. Where we at? Yeah, there's not a lot in there, man. But yeah, man, I could see that being a juicy fight.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's the main card. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, man. All right, we're good. Let the people know where they can find you on.
Follow me on Instagram at Brandon_WYNOTT. Check out my page. Trying to get my name out there.
Yeah, man. He's also got a YouTube. And his Instagram will all be linked down in the description down below, as well as his Twitter. All my links are always down there, and don't forget to check out the sponsors for this podcast as well. They're all linked down in the description down below. And yeah, man, I think that's a wrap. Brandon, thanks for coming on. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. And thanks everyone for watching. Catch you later.
I am not a god, I am not a man. I am not a star, I am not a fan. I am not a king or a peasant. I'm a being, I'm a presence, I'm a thing, I'm a weapon. I walk the abyss and